What's up, everybody? Anox checking in the midst of another flurry of fucking chaos going on. Um, I love talking. I just love talking, and I'm gonna just something I'm doing now, and I'm gonna go on a few podcasts and shit like that. But I mostly love talking about sports. Love talking about hats. I love talking about life. But every once in a while, politics politics interjects itself into my life where I'm just like, fuck, I don't want to deal with it. But sometimes shit hits the fan and it's fucking reality, and you gotta kind of reel it in a little bit. The fucking hysteria that occurs as a result of it. In 2020, with the COVID and all that stuff, crazy stuff going on in 2020 was a time where I was like, I got to speak, I got to express my opinion, things like that. Because I'm not the type who needs to interject my political views into every conversation that I have, or you feel like I need to interject that at all when I'm getting to know somebody. When I'm getting to know you as a person, or if we want to be friends or anything, two things I don't ask. I don't ask what you do for a living, because I'm not trying to, judge you based on that. Judge how much respect I should give you based on what you do for a living. I don't fucking care about that. It has nothing to do with who you are as a person. The other thing I don't say is what's your political beliefs, what's your political affiliation, or anything like that. I don't fucking care. It has nothing to do with you as a person. So, with that being said, there's sometimes radical differences where it becomes really, really radical. We've seen a lot of that recently. And yesterday, Mamdani was elected mayor of New York City, and people are fucking losing their shit. I mean, all these people who never fucking dipped a toe in New York City, right? You never lived there or anything. I grew up in New York City, right? And it's changed a lot in 40 years. And I'm there every week now. With some personal stuff I have to deal with in the city, and I have no voting ability there because I don't reside there. My mom resides there. I have family that resides there, and so I don't vote. And nothing that happens within the confines politically of New York City affects me out here where I am in Suffolk County on the eastern end of Long Island. And that goes for a lot of you people who are nowhere fucking near New York City, have never been there or anything like that. You've got no idea how much it's changed in the last 40 years. You've got no idea what it's like to live there. You've got no idea of any of that shit. It's a huge melting pot. And to calm the hysteria, I just want to say that because I think this is the problem. I think the people that are really interjecting here that aren't New Yorkers are basically in fear that the way New York City just voted mayors, the way that the country's trending as far as how they're going to vote president in the future and things like that. And like, this guy's not even a governor. He's the mayor of a city. Like, I don't give a fuck. I can't even tell you who the mayor of Cleveland is, or the mayor of fucking Orlando or Kenosha, Wisconsin, or anything like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So there's obviously gonna be Democratic Socialists sprinkled around, and I know New York is way more important than that. I'm not trying to say that. And that's sort of like, yeah, New York is New York, and let's just put that out there. There's no other fucking New York. New York is New York. And that's why people are so affected in this. That's why there's so much hysteria about this. But having said that, he's not the president, and I don't think that if the Democratic Party is going to become Mamdani, is going to become Socialist Democrat like that, they don't have a fucking chance at presidency. They don't have a fucking chance at any big movement politically. So, if anything, look at it as a shot in the foot, and listen, I'm not trying to to even not be down the middle here. I'm just speaking, what I feel and what I see, and that's just the reality of what I see. If you want to analyze the whole situation, excuse me, and you know, politicians, what do? They promise things, and then they get into office and they realize they can't get that shit done, and then things go in cycles. So people are like, well, he promised me this and he didn't get it. I'm voting the other way next time, and then things go in cycles like that. And especially when you go so radical in one direction, then you have a cycle. We saw it in the presidency. We saw Obama with the progressivism, and then the antithesis to that, the way people protested that was they voted Trump in, and then when they voted Trump in, and people were like, well, fuck this. Now we're bringing in Biden, who was Obama's vice president, right? And then Biden was on for 4 years, and people were like, fuck this, we're bringing Trump back. And that's the cyclical process here. So, and almost like, this was almost like New Yorkers, New Yorkers who are, it's a blue state. This was almost like their antithesis to Trump. We're bringing this fucking guy in. And then you might see another cycle the next time around. You may get another Rudy Giuliani back now, after 4 years of this. So, that's how things go. So what I'm trying to come on here, I'm not trying to come on here and say anything else other than the fact that calm the fuck down. Like Santa Claus says this time of year. It's November 4th. Calm the fuck down with the Christmas trees and all that shit. Calm the fuck down. Okay? And just let it play out. And, I don't think Trump needs to fucking come in with tanks and stand in front of Trump Plaza, Trump Towers, like Cuomo said. But I don't want to laugh about the fact that a socialist platform can be dangerous, in many respects. But in other respects, a city like New York needs a little bit of it in there, and then we see, for example, now with the government shutting down, and there's people, who we always knocked for getting food stamps and things like that. All of a sudden, we got a bunch of fucking people who can't eat and feed their families because the fucking government won't open up. And it's like, hey, well, what's going on here? It's such a hypocrite situation in so many respects. So, just calm down. And, I don't think that, we have to run around the streets fucking, screaming and yelling and going into our military bunkers with weapons right now. But be aware, stay informed. And I think understand that we're always going to be America. We're always going to be in the United States of America. And nobody's going to fucking take that away from us. There's not going to be any fucking Sharia law ruling any of us anytime soon. And this guy is most likely going to fucking trip up, fall on his fucking face, and ride off into the sunset. This is not his one-way path to the White House. Whatever that means, for whatever it is. Don't hate me. Whatever. I just speak. Later.